Abbotsford match of the round. Steve Kapanke goes up against Jake Gaines. Kapanke, he gets the first hit out in this big ruck battle. Here is Jake Petter, dishes off. Maybe an opportunity early days for Emerald to get the centre clearance. A kick around the body, probably going to be a turnover, and it is. Here is Mybus. Officer can counter attack. The kick goes out wide. Opportunity maybe to present itself here for that man, Ryan Mybus. So he's going to be wearing number 66 today. Nathan Allen puts the Kangaroos inside forward 50. It's a beautiful kick. Straight onto the chest of Lockie Ward, and he's going to line them up. And they are proper 50 arcs here at Rob Porter Recreation Reserve, if that's what you boys were wondering. Ward passes off. That's a good kick as well. And I think it's our man Quatch, Trent. He can line them up from probably about 40 metres it is. Antonio Quatch with a first real look at goal here on the afternoon. And what a start this would be for Officer.
Yeah, 100%. Had him as my lookout for one of my lookout for players earlier today because he put on an absolute clinic last time we were here.
He most certainly did. So Antonio Quatch from 40 out on a bit of an angle for the first goal of the match of the round. For the perfect start for Officer. Just over a minute gone. In he comes. Starts at the left. It's coming back, but not enough. And it's through for a minor score. So Officer do get the first score of the afternoon, but only the one behind. So a bit of a reprieve there for the Emerald defence. 0-1-1 plays yet to score as Emerald bring the ball back into play. Got it in the back pocket. Ewan Wadsworth very deep for the moment. He goes out wide with that kick. No one really presenting to the play with ball in hand. So the Bombers go wide down the outer side of the ground to a 2-on-1 contest. That's a good strong mark taken overhead though, and they might be away here if they can find an avenue. McGough, the player, took the mark, comes back into the corridor. Good kick as well it was to Sewers. Sewers has to step around a couple. Beautifully done by Mybus, got the smother in. Beautifully intercepted now by Maloney. Can put Officer inside forward 50. Sporting. Oh, here we go. Mark Seedsman might be able to get one out the back here. Opportunity as well presenting itself here for that man, Valentine. Peers back into the corridor. Beautiful kick, but it's smothered. And they might get out of jail here, Emerald. Oh, fantastically done there on that occasion there by Gross. Grand level ball to be won. Edwards, he's turned it over. Maloney once again involved, so to Allen. Here is Gross, dishes back into the corridor. Found Wilson. Here is Wilson again. Oh, fantastically done. Steps around a couple. Now the Bombers can go inside forward 50. Johnson. Can he get one out the back? No, not quite. Ball socket away from him. David Johnson, though, goes in for second. Gets a handball away. Dishes off. Here's an opportunity. Braden Bell, kick towards goal. Well and truly offline. It's out of bounds on the full. And they made a bit of a meal of that.
Yeah, their first real look at it, and weren't able to convert. Officer dominating the battle earlier on, but unable to put through the first goal. Both teams, so they bring it out of the back line now and they find Snooks on their far side of the ground. And a couple of players present to him forward. He looks like he's just going to go, I thought, long down the line, but then opt to pull short, and a handball will go back, and he finds it back in his hands now. Handball around the back. And they can't quite seem to get out. Real scrappy early on from both teams. No real clean possession being won. And the umpire boys is whistle to ball this one up on the far side of the ground. I hate to say it, Adam, but I reckon they're going to be using that side of the ground.
Yeah, I just realised I hadn't got my binoculars out of my bag just yet, but here they are now, so they'll definitely come in handy today, I'm sure.
Wadsworth handballs one in the back now. They can go inside forward 50 here. Emerald can be taking yes at Cambridge, intercepted by Westra. Now he brings it wide.
That matchup between him and Johnson will be huge too, Trent.
100% now. They keep going here through forward offside, but slipping over. And the non-concerned Thomas De Jong, but they managed to get out of it. Snooks again. He's had plenty of it early. Can he break the tackle? Yes, he can. Runs around and goes down the line looking for Ward. Can he take the mark? It's a good, strong mark. The umpire does pay it. So Ward now on the wing brings it back inboard. Smart kick, and they can look to move from here. In the hands of Ashley Allen. Allen now brings it inside to Nathan Allen, brother. Now they move it forward to Hutton. Hutton's kick was smothered. Can they get something out of this? Quatch is in the area. You know, something might happen when he's around the ball. He provides the pressure. Now ball at the bottom of the pack. Can they get a clean possession out here? Officer, handball out. Valentine to Quash. Snap towards goal. Ooh. How's the bounce? It's going to not quite go in there, but they've still got the numbers around the ball to make something of this. Seaman tries to run around here, but going to be holding the ball. Yes, it is. So Emerald with a get out of jail free card there. Good defensive pressure to get out of that one now. They can bring it back out wide. Kick doesn't quite make it, but the bounce sits up okay as they can run and carry a biggie on the far side wing. Kick down the line. It's a nice, neat looking kick and finding Bell. Had an opportunity to kick a goal earlier, but the wind playing a bit of a factor. Bell goes inside 450, but this one's going to be turned over to Westra of another intercept mark. So Westra at half-back opts to bring it to the middle of the ground, switching the play. Just goes over the header, Hutton. Now Wilson handball over. Now they move it forward here through Petter. Petter can go long. It could go over the back. Could nearly go all the way himself. Can they gather it? It's kept in. Not quite. Unable to get it at the time was Gazzard. So it's going to be a rush behind to Emerald. It was a real good opportunity there.
Yeah, messed that one up a bit too, did Emerald. That was a golden opportunity, but Gaza just couldn't compose himself. So Officer, they get out of jail free card. Oh, no, the mark was paid. The umpire does probably correctly call play on. Here is Dave Johnson, spins out of trouble, checks on towards goal, got it! Dave Johnson!
That's an unreal goal.
From the big man. The groundwork, the work at ground level, spun out of trouble, and then the check side towards goal. That was something else. Absolutely fantastic.
All right, I've just got a suggestion, Hayden. I reckon you should clip that one up, collab him in the post, because he's 100% going to accept it, because he loves every bit of social media presence, Dave. Great bloke, but geez, he loves a bit of it too. Gets around it, doesn't he?
He does, absolutely.
Bit of magic for the big man.
That was a fantastic goal from Dave Johnson. That is so hard to do, particularly for a big fella, to be so quick and so clean at ground level, and then just spin out of trouble, and then the finish on the check side. That was just beautifully done by Dave Johnson. If Dave Johnson
is listening to this, as I'm sure he will, he's paying $1.02 to watch that replay back.
He most certainly is, Trent. So it's back in the middle now. The Bombers with the first goal of the afternoon. And you reckon they're going to be all pretty crucial today. So it's take two in the centre. Just a couple of metres forward for Officer. So it's back in the middle once again. Kapanki up against Jake Gaines. Big ruck battle today between the third and first best ruckman in the competition in Premier Division. The handball comes away. Maiba slipped over at the inopportune time, but running away without the football was Wilson. It's locked up in the middle. It's going to be another stoppage, this time forward to centre for Emerald.
Just quickly on that, Aidan, is number 2 Cam Evans? Just out of curiosity?
Yes, number 2 is still Cam Evans, yet from Monbolk. Up it goes. Kapanki tried to grab it out of the ruck, but he couldn't take it cleanly. Once again, ball at ground level. Plenty of players around it, and the umpire comes in and calls for another stoppage. So it'll be thrown up in the middle once again. Up it goes. Kapanki Gaines this time wins it. And there's a free kick here. It's going to go the way of Officer. So it's dished away to, not Hutton, in fact, that's Allen who goes out wide with the kick. It's a good one as well. They can go inside forward 50 of this Officer, but there are no real hurry, no real options to go to just yet. Comes back into Allen. Allen short. Good kick this time. So a slow methodical build-up for the Kangaroos. And again, they come back into the corridor to Allen. Kick probably just making the required distance of 15 metres. Now Allen will put them inside forward. 50! It's a good kick, but the mark couldn't be taken. Picked up there at ground level, on that occasion by Ward. Inside forward 50 they go, and here is Seedsman. So Mark Seedsman on the end of it. The leading goal kicker for the Kangaroos. So Emerald's leading goal kicker got one down the other in the playing coach Dave Johnson. Now Mark Seedsman with an early opportunity. 20 out directly in front. And this to level the scores. So Seedsman, in he comes. Pretty long run up right from the top of the 50 arc to level the scores in this game for the second time today. Only early days in this first quarter. Mark Seedsman, in he comes. And he's offline. There we go. So a reprieve for the Emerald defence. Just the two behinds for Officer. Emerald 1-1-7. Just 5 points the difference. 8.5 gone into the first quarter.
So, bit of a slow bit off on both sides. Probably a bigger ground, wider ground than they're normally used to as well. Yep. So, now Officer have a chance to go back inside. Forward 50. Can a mark be taken? No, but does it stay in play? It does in the meantime. It's going to trickle over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in on the inside the forward 50 here for Officer. This will be looked to be ball back in here. So Ruckmans get ready. Kapanki, I can't see who's coming up against him. It looks like Maloney's going to go up against him, and it is too. Now Officer grabbed the ball, snapped towards goal, partially smothered. Ward's in the area, but they mop it up here. Emerald, can they get a clearing kick out? Handball, not quite where they would have liked it, but they managed to get it back here. Now they can move it down the wing, but it's going to be turned over straight away. And they'll look to bring it back to centre half forward. They've got a free man there. They get it, but dropping the mark at the wrong time was DeSantis. Now ball at the bottom of the pack, but they've got it. DeSantis gets it back. Handball at the top was intercepted, but a nice strong tackle laid there by Rees. Ball still at the bottom of the pack, not really going anywhere. The umpire has to blow his whistle, and that he does.
Took him a while to blow the whistle. He had it in his mouth and then decided against it. So I don't know if he was going to pay a high or if he saw the ball moving around, but
Ball thrown up, tapped down now. Can they get something out of this? Emerald with clearing. There's a high contact free kick going the way here of Emerald. So now they can try and bounce off half back, try and get some run and carry going. Now they move it up the middle of the ground. That's an interesting looking kick. If it works out, well, it would have been good, but it doesn't. De Jong cuts it off. He has a look around, has Valentine around the back, so he uses him. Now a kick can go to the top of the 50, to no one really in particular though. He was trying to go out to Seedsman, but was not into his favour at all, and he was caught behind, playing behind. Now Emerald now mop it up, handball over the top, and they get a ball moving forward to half forward. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. It's going to be Westrub, but he's going to give away the free kick to Johnson. That battle early is a really good one. Good viewing. Kick inside 450 is a beautiful kick. Just trying to picture who that is. Is that Gazzard?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it might be Gazzard, but a beautiful field kick by Dave Johnson.
No, Edwards, I think, maybe. Number 30. Yeah, I think it's Edwards.
Edwards. But Dave Johnson, obviously West was taking a few intercept marks early, but Dave Johnson kicked that beautiful goal. A bit of magic in there. Now has possibly set up a goal. And he'll get one out the back. And he'll line up. Goes long. How's the carry? It's going to be quite across the face and go through for a minor score. Jeez, he would have lit up if he got kicked that one.
Oh, he would have. 2 early goals for Dave Johnson. He would have been full of confidence. 1 goal, 2-8 now. Emerald Officer, just the 2 behinds. So the kicking duties for Snooks goes short up the line. It's a good kick as well. And the mark taken there for the moment by Little. And it's a 25-metre penalty. So Officer can gain some territory off the back of this. So Little will assess his options down the line. He's got one wide in David West, but he decides against that. He's going to go further. Long kick down the line. Good mark taken here by Maloney. Presented a good option. Maloney looks inside forward 50. Goes along with the kick as well, looking for Seedsman. Can't quite stick the mark. Maybe an opportunity there at ground level for Ward. And a high tackle free kick going to go Emerald's way. So the Emerald defence holding up pretty well for the moment. Haven't conceded any goals as of yet. And they've got 1 goal themselves. So we might just have a momentary stop and play. I believe it's Gajanovic who's just pulled up a bit sore from that contest. But he's up.
What are your thoughts about last night when they stopped the play for Hawthorns Will Day cramping? Tell you what, Taylor Walker was on Triple M, was not happy.
No, he wasn't, Trent. Oh, it's a bit of an interesting one, that one, I guess. Kapanki down the line, can't take the mark. It was fisted away and beautifully gathered as well by Maloney. Now Hutton can put Officer inside forward 50. Scrubby kick and he's turned it over. So Gajanovic brings it back into the corridor, but he's turned it over. Here is Quach.
Started well.
It is a game of tennis at the moment, back and forth. Antonio Quach, can he find a target inside forward 50? He's told to go by the umpire. Pulls the kick beautifully, but it just had a little bit too much pepper on it. Now Emerald can go back the other way. Currently in the hands of Brad Pepe. Goes out to the outer side of the ground, and they might just be away here. The Bombers currently in the hands of Rakula. Rakula peers into the corridor. Good kick it was as well. Back to Pepe. Pepe, kick down the line, partially smothered it was, but it's still going to work out. No, umpire paid the mark. I thought there was a little fingertipper on it. Now the umpire calls them to go. Kick to about half forward. Kapanki will park himself underneath it, but the kick had too much on it. Now Officer force the turnover. They can go back the other way. Here is Ryan Mybus. Dishes off, and they can go now into the hands of Brady Snooks. He can have a bounce. He can even have a second, maybe a third, maybe a fourth even. No, he dishes off. Over to Maloney. Maloney, can he straighten up on the right boot? He most certainly can, and he's absolutely nailed it. Scores a level in the match of the round. 1 goal, 2-8 apiece. 13 minutes gone in the first quarter.
That's all set up from the runner. Brody Snooks from the back half too, guys.
How about that, Trent? That was absolutely fantastic. A beautiful, clean passage of play. And one of the veterans, Brent Maloney, he made that look pretty easy. Just straightened up on the right, finished it off, and Officer get their first goal of the afternoon and level the scores.
It was really impressive. Do you know what was also very impressive? Nathan Allen running alongside him, telling him to go like he was chasing a horse that he was at the races. Just go, son, go, and then a really good kick to Maloney in the pocket.
Just out of the whip, didn't he?
Absolutely, just like, giddy up, come on, lads, and then just got it down there to Maloney, and Maloney shook him out of his shoes, straightened up and kicked the goal. Really classy.
Fantastic. So they open up their account and scores a level.
Ball back in the middle of the ground, and his Gaines gets the tap down to Quash. Gets a handball out, but Emerald now ball in hand. Wadsworth gives it off to Kapanki, who just chucks it on his boot. Here's the man Snooks. Runs up the middle of the ground, tucks it under his arm again, and he looks to come laterally. How's the kick? Beautiful. Finding a teammate there in Josh King. King now, handball off to the running player down there as I just get into position here, boys. Get into my blind spot, but Campbell out is going to trickle over the boundary line there. It was Jackson Honey who it was as I was trying to adjust my positioning.
Yep.
So, ball to be thrown back into play here. Gaines Where's Kapanki get? Kapanki's fairway behind, but looks like he's going to try and play from behind and work his way to the front here. Geez, he's a couple of steps behind here too, boys. As now the ball's thrown in, and that he does. Tries to work his way, looks for the body contact, and no one really getting it. It's going to be a high contact free kick going against. I think it might have been Gaines too. So now Emerald with ball in hand can handball off. Sewers down the line. Can a mark be taken? Not quite. Little punches over. Here's West. Handball at the top to Quach. Started this game off well.
Yes,
Quach can get it back on the 1-2. Then gives a handball to the running Little, but that's intercepted and cut off. Now ball at the bottom of the pack. Here's Quach again. Goes in and gets it. Handball out to Kyle Gaines. Kyle Gaines now. Now they move it forward through King. Quach again. Another handball. There's 3 or 4 touches in a space of 20 seconds for our man Quach. Now they move it forward. Seth gets kicked forward, but David West, can he get it under his control? Not quite. No one really can. So Johnson comes in and applies the big contact against Little, but now David West gets it and gets a neat looking kick there. Can they pick it up? Not quite. Here goes King. Can he grab it? No, he fumbles it too, and it's probably going to make its way over for a boundary throwing. Geez, that's an interesting bit of play there.
Trent, this is ferocious defensive pressure from Emerald though. This is a team who very much knows their spot in Premier Division is on the line. They just were not giving an easy passage for Officer there at all.
You saw it with the hit from Dave Johnson, just running at full pelt.
That's it.
As the ball's thrown back into play now. Looks like Kyle Gaines will go up against Kampanki here. And now Petter tries to go in and gather it. Ashley Allen now moves it forward. Gives a handball, looking for his teammate DeSantos there. But this one's cut off. Who's going to be the first one to get it? Quash is in the area. Lays a tackle. And the umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up. I reckon he's had about 10 touches his first quarter. Antonio Caution. What were you going to say there?
I was just going to say, with the amount of pressure in this game, this is looking like similar style of play to when we seen these two face off last time in the West.
Yeah, it is, but this time it's in good conditions too, so it's very interesting. Snooks tries to fly high over the top, but here go Emerald. They stream inside the forward line, kick inside the forward 50, is put down. Wadsworth gathers it. Can he get the handball out to Johnson? Johnson, stuff around his body. Can he put through number 2? Yes, he can! Dave Johnson put through 2 in the first quarter, and Emerald are coming this game with a message to prove.
There we go. Gee, the Emerald playing coach, he's up and about today.
I tell you what, the kick inside 50 was an absolute beamer. Just bounced off the chest. I didn't see who it bounced off the chest off, but it came in like a rocket.
Yeah.
And then just really well rode by Dave Johnson in the end.
It was. Yeah, not quite sure who dropped the mark, but fair enough. Fair enough.
There was a heat. There was heat on that kick.
There was a genuine traceable. So, yeah, that was always going to be a tough one to mark. I mean, it was beautiful and accurate, but, yeah, just had too much on it. But Dave Johnson, fantastic. Here we go. We've got a blood rule, so I think Jack Little's going to have to come off here for Officer, so this will just hold up play momentarily. But Emerald have just brought some intensity here, and they know not so much their season, but just their time in Premier Division is on the line, and they're playing like it at the moment. They know how important this game is. Speaking of important, Mr. Mark Petter there, the Emerald president, who also does sponsor the Outer East Football Netball Show, of course.
Of course.
He knows how important today is. Up it goes. Gaines can't quite win the tap. Petter's in the middle for the moment. He gets a kick away to about half forward. Orgy, the bounce didn't work out at all for Wadsworth, who's playing half forward. Ewan Wadsworth won't matter. He can put him inside forward 50. West should be able to force a turnover, or maybe not. Opportunity for Emerald if they can keep it in play, but they can't do so. So it'll be a boundary throw-in inside forward 50. Nearly a chance there for Braden Bell. So what can they manufacture from the stoppage, Emerald? They've really just found a bit of momentum, but can they put some pressure on the scoreboard? Up it goes Kapanki once again, up against Gaines. Kapanki's lost in the sun, or is he appealing for a free kick? Gaines knocks it towards the boundary line. West eventually gathers it under his control. Goes on the non-preferred left, and he's turned it over. Straight into the hands of Kai Davies, and Emerald can rebound inside forward 50. Davies looks at what's up ahead of him. Long kick looking for Johnson. He doesn't have front position on Westra. Nearly an opportunity from the side. Dave Johnson on the left is offline. He's everywhere at the moment, though, Dave Johnson. 2 goals, 2 in the afternoon already.
Certainly is. He's putting a whole lot of pressure in that forward line as well. Got to keep an eye on him to Officer.
So Brady Snooks with the kicking duties. Goes out wide. It just carries to his teammate. So Officer, can they get the responding goal? Snooks has got ball in hand once again. And he looks to come back into the corridor. Beautiful kick to Antonio Quattro. Dishes back off to Snooks, but he spilled it. And beautifully done, Brady Snooks. He eventually recovered it. And Officer can get this ball moving. Opportunity now as they go long down the line. They can put themselves inside forward 50. Seedsman on the end of it. So he wins a 1-on-1 there against Luke Spalding. He's going to have to kick this, though, at least about probably 53, 54 metres, Mark Seedsman. But an opportunity just to get the margin back to 1 point, the difference. So what can he do? He had a shot at goal earlier from only about 28 directly in front, missed that one, but maybe the longer range kick might suit him better. So Mark Seedsman again with a really long run up as well. At least about 30 metres he's given himself here to load up, but in he comes to get the margin back to 1 point, the difference. Distance not a problem, and it's straight over the goal umpire's cap. Seedsman's got his first. Back to 1 point the difference. Officer 2-2-14. Trail Emerald 2-3-15. We'll be going 20 minutes into the first quarter.
Ben Brown-esque, that runner.
It was.
All the way back almost into the centre circle, I swear. But it doesn't really matter how long your run-up is if you're going to nail them straight through the middle, does it?
Exactly right, Adam. Well, I mean, the one that he had from 20 out, he was right up on the 50 arc. So, but I mean, if that's what suits him, that's what suits him, and I'm all for it. So as we wait for the ball to come back into the middle, it's only 1 point the difference in a really tight game in what we said was going to be very high stakes.
100%, it's very high stakes. 1 point in it now. Tightly contested battle. Now Gaines gets that tap down for off the sub. It's Emerald who pounce on it. Can they get a handball out? No. The umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up in the middle of the ground. Been going 20 minutes in this first quarter as the ball's thrown up now. Davies against Gaines. Gaines jumps over the top and gets that handball out. Here goes Ashley Allen. Handball out the back now. Now they can move it forward. Ashley Allen kick on its way to Valentine. He holds it too. Pushing off his mark now. Has a look around, but it's a 25-metre penalty. No, I think it's a reversal for a downfield free kick. So I didn't quite gather what happened there. Did we? Anyone else gather it? No. Okay, so interesting one, that one. But it's Emerald are going to have the ball in their hands now. Now look to bring it into the middle of the ground. They've done that well. Now lose the running players out the back. Can they get the ball moving here? It's almost like they went up the middle but then didn't have anything to go to. They've had to go backwards and work their way around it. But it's worked out all right. Here they go, moving the ball forward here in the hands of McKinley. Now they move it forward right in front of our blind spot here. So it's going to be thrown back into play though. Just out in top of the 50 here for Emerald.
Probably made that a little bit harder for themselves than they needed to, Trent, but they've still got it forward.
They had the middle of the ground, but obviously noticed they had nothing to go to, which is unfortunate because they opened up the play beautifully there.
They did.
As the ball's thrown back into play, Kapanki now gets the tap down, but overrunning it was Seskis. Now they look to move the ball inside the 450. Davies on hands and knees, gets it out to Kapanki. Kapanki just chucks it on his boot, and he's missed a lot, put it out of bounds on the full.
Oh, dear.
But they'll bring the ball back into play here. Interesting to see when you see the ruckman, he just chucked it straight on his boot.
Yep.
And sometimes you say ruckman should just handball, but when you just chuck it on the boot, that's what some people say. I'm not saying it, but not helping the case in that scenario.
No, right.
As they move the ball back inside now, kick to Allen, can't quite hold it. Pressure coming from behind him by Sewers. Now they move the ball, still at the bottom of the pack. Snooks goes in and gets it, runs himself out of traffic. Now Kyle Gaines puts it on his boot, looking for Ward. It's gone over his head, so a bit of a one-on-one battle here. Who's going to be the winner of this one? And found its way over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. So well battled by the two one-on-one contestants there. As the ball will be thrown back into play here, Kapanki and Kyle Gaines. So wait for the umpire to throw this ball back in. Kapanki looks like he's coming a bit closer this time than he was before when I called it. But Gaines goes over the top of his head and mopping it up here. It's Kyle Gaines getting his own work. Gives it off to Hutton. Hutton just manages to get his kick away. Can Kyle Gaines mop this up? Lockie Ward goes in and gets it. Gets a handball out. Gaza goes in and gets it. He's tackled by Mybers. Umpire says he just got a handball away. Now they try and move the ball. It's at the bottom of the pack. The umpire blows his whistle just as Petter manages to rip it out too.
A couple of hospital balls in that passage of play there.
But still, this Emerald intensity's up. So once again, Kapanki and Gaines to do battle on the ruck. I think Gaines probably just got the better of that one. Mybus couldn't gather it cleanly. He was under all sorts of pressure, though, picked up by the playing coach Nathan Allen, but he spilled it. Rakula dishes off to Jake Petter, who puts the Bombers inside forward 50, looking for Johnson. Can't quite stick the mark, but he's done plenty of good ground level work today. He won't be able to do so on this occasion. Wester is there, so too West. Oh, Dave Johnson, he's just trying to do everything for his side. West, was he held? No. Johnson again on hands and knees. Eventually, Officer can get this ball outside, or can they? Honey, under all sorts of pressure, but he does eventually get the ball moving forward. But Emerald again have forced the turnover. Carasoni dishes off, but he's penalised for holding the ball. And Officer can go. They'll take the advantage. They can go inside forward 50. Antonio Koch might be able to get out the back here, no, but they've turned it over. Kajanovic. Free kick for high contact. So Emerald get a reprieve in defence. Kajanovic had Wilson out wide, but the umpire calls him back onto the mark, whereas no, it's got to go to Spalding, who dishes off to Kajanovic. Kajanovic being corralled, but he gets a kick away. It's a good one as well. Rakula. So the Bombers in no real hurry. as we get to the latter stages of this first quarter. Recalla just chips it up the line to Wilson. Wilson, he's got an option out wide and he spotted him. It's Hanson. Hanson, though, he's going to be met here with some pressure from Cole Gaines, but he takes the mark anyway, and there's a siren. That will conclude the first quarter in the match of the round here at Rob Porter Recreation Reserve, and just 1 point separates the two sides. Emerald 2-3-15 to Officer 2-2-14. Gentlemen, what an intriguing start to this very crucial clash.
Yeah, definitely very, very contested battle. Both teams throwing their weight around, in particular Dave Johnson, the coach of Emerald, in the forward line, just laying bumps, laying tackles. He's kicked two in this first quarter as well, so started out on fire himself. Wester's done well intercepting, but he might want to tighten up the defensive stuff, because Dave Johnson is just going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and it's paying off when you go in that hard.
He is most certainly. Him and Jake Pettit, Trent. The umpire holds the ball aloft, and we will get the second quarter underway here at Rob Porter Recreation Reserve. So Steve Kapanki and Jake Gaines again to do battle. And both rucks went a bit early. Gaines probably just got the better of the tap, and Officer should get the first centre clearance, and they do. They'll get the ball to about half forward. This could be an opportunity. Valentine puts some inside forward. 50's kick not quite on target. It might still work out, though, but the Emerald defence mop it up. Gajanovic with ball in hand. Goes out wide. And he's not going to find a set of hands, though. Pakitas just couldn't quite get there in time, and the ball trickles over the boundary line. It will be thrown back into play. So Kapanki and Jake Gaines once again to do battle in Ruckle. the Ruckle. Up it goes.
The Ruckle.
That's an interesting one.
Bit of a kerfuffle, Ruckle.
Yeah, yes, it was. Petter goes out to Gazzard. Wadsworth, kick around his body. High up and under ball. Will it be intercepted? No, the ball's going to spill to ground level. It's a chaos ball. Hutton with an opportunity. Picked up by Davies momentarily. Recalla taken in a tackle. How does the umpire see this? Ball up, no prior opportunity.
Welcome back, Adam. And if you're just joining us, just before Adam called the ruck contest
The Ruckle.
Ruckle.
Oh, I like that.
Kapanki, Petter, dishes off looking for... Oh, no, just misses Wadsworth. And the ball spun away from him too. Allen picked it up momentarily. Here goes Recalla again. Picked up by Brody Snooks, tries to sell Candy, did so. Comes back into the corridor for Ward. He's going to get the handball received back from that occasion from Honey. They go backwards to go forwards. Now they go out wide, this time off the boot of that man De Jong. Might be turned over though. Here's an opportunity for Gross, but Valentine gathered it beautifully. He can put Officer inside forward. 50, can he find a set of hands? No, he can't. Fisted away on that occasion there by McKimmie, and the ball eventually trickles over the boundary line and will be thrown back into play. So Officer have the ball in their end of the ground. Can they manufacture something from the stoppage? So Seedsman going to go up in the ruck this time, up against Recalla. No, Kapanki is going to go in. So Gaines going to sit behind the footy, you would think. Seedsman gets the better of the tap as well, but it's sharked, and Emerald can go back the other way. No mark can be taken by Sills, but it's beautifully gathered by Gazzard. Gazzard gets the handball away, and the Bombers might have just found something here. Now Edwards looks to go one way, then goes the other. Kick does hit the target eventually. Pakitas on the end of it. Steps off the man of the mark, Pakitas. He's called to go by the umpire. Comes back into the corridor, finds Petter, the captain. Petter, he's got Gajanovic on the other side, but he decides to dish it off. Long kick down the line, nearing half forward. To a 2-1 though, favouring Officer. Here is Mybus, picked up, but he's tackled straight away. That ball not going anywhere, and the umpire comes in and calls for a stoppage on the outer side of the ground.
So far side of the ground, the side that they love to play whenever we're calling.
Yep, particularly on these big grounds as well, Trent.
It makes it easy callings. Now the handball at the back here. Officer can try and move the ball forward again. Short kick down the line, looking for Mybus. Finds him. Immediately plays on and goes inside forward 50. And could trickle out the back here. Can they make something of this? Handball into space, and it could be a holding the man free kick. And yes, it's going to come back to Officer here, just gathering who the player is. It's Seedsman by the looks of it. No, sorry, Maloney. We'll have a shot on goal here. So chance to kick at captain's goal. Only captains can kick.
Yep, and he's already got one as well, Trent.
So they looked... Maloney is tucked up right on the boundary. So, chance to kick number 2. As he begins his approach now. It's not going to be an easy kick. Maloney. Kick is on the way. It looks pretty good. Doesn't quite sit. Seedsman flies from the back, but it's going to be punched over the line for a rush behind there.
And that levels the scores. There we go.
So they'll bring the ball back into play here, Emerald. Once they gather it from over the big punch, and here they are now. Bringing it back into play here with Janovic. Now they go wide. Down the line. Can it might be taken? Yes, it can. Taking the mark there is Wilson. Wilson now goes wide and nice and short. Getting it to Wadsworth. Wadsworth down the line. Can he find a target? Yes, he can. Good strong mark taken down the line. Now they look to move it through Petter. has a look around. He's told to play on now, so he just puts a high up and under kick and says, mark this one, guys. And Snooks goes in to try and take the intercept mark, unable to hold it too. Big tackle laid, and it's going to be a stoppage in play on the far side of the ground, right underneath the scoreboard here, where the scores are currently level 2-3-15 apiece. We've been going 4 minutes in this second quarter. This ball's going to be thrown back up to play here for the two ruckmans. Gaines comes from the back. Petter grabs it, spins out of traffic, gives it to Suez. Did he get the handball out? No, the umpire says holding the ball. Is the advantage paid? Yes, it is. Softster could be out here. Now they look to move the ball down the line. Leading up to get the ball is Seedsman. Can he go over it? Not quite. And went to take it, but then he slipped over in the meantime. He had it. He had an absolute paddock to work with, and has he hurt himself on the slip though, is the question.
Oh yeah, he looks sore.
As he gets up now and he looks all right, we think. Yeah, I think he might be all right, but geez, that slip was just so unfortunate.
At the most inopportune time, yeah.
So the ball's thrown back into play here. Gaines works himself to the front, then gets it tapped down to Quash. Quash now gives it to Santos. Now they go over to Nathan Allen. Allen kick on the way inside to the top of the 50, as they look to move the ball through Carasoni. Grabs it now. Tries to take on the tackle. How's the umpire going to see this? Just a ball up.
So ball up at half forward for Officer. Once again, Kapanki to do battle up against Jake Gaines. Been a very, very even battle so far between two of the best rucks in the competition. Gaines probably just got the better of that one. Mybus puts Officer inside forward 50. Kick to a one-on-one. Spalding, though, parks himself underneath it and takes a crucial intercept mark. And he decides to dish it off. No, 25-metre penalty's been paid. Spalding a little bit confused. He thought he might have infringed, but no, the umpire just said, you can just come forward a little bit, Luke. So he had dished off to Bailey Gross, but it's going to come back into the hands of Luke Spalding. He's got Kapanki out wide if he wants him. But I think he's still remembering that kick of goal that went awry, so he decides against it. Oh no, the kick is smothered. Could be dangerous here for Emerald, but they've got the numbers back for the moment. Bailey Gross gets a handball away just in time to Ethan Gross, who goes out wide with a kick looking for Pepe, but it flies over his head. Tracking it back is Mybus, but he's taken in a tackle straight away. Umpire circling, and it's trickled over the boundary line and will be thrown back into play on the outer side of the ground. So again, we'll get a look at this battle between Kapanki and Gaines.
I reckon it's going to be a bit of a low-scoring one today, boys.
Yeah, I think so, Trent.
Hardly contested.
Been the trend so far. So Kapanki gets front spot and gets the better of the tap. Little shark beautifully by Quatch, who kicks around his body, can get the ball to about half forward looking for Maloney, but the intercept mark is taken beautifully there by McKimmie. So the Emerald defence holding up for the moment. Officer winning a bit of territory. Now the kick comes out wide. Is this going to work out though? Seskis in a bit of a foot race here, and he couldn't win it. Beautifully gathered here on this occasion by King, who comes back into the corridor. So Officer once again with an opportunity to go inside forward 50. Kick to Ward a little bit offline. Here is Snooks, who snuck forward. Gross taken in the tackle straight away. Was he dispossessed? Umpire calls him to go. Rakula with an opportunity, but he couldn't gather the football. Now it comes over to Antonio Quatch once again. Short kick inside forward 50. There's a whistle. It's going to go Officer's way.
Snooks looks very uncomfortable getting up from that tackle.
Jake Gaines, he's looking what's up ahead, so I don't think he's going to have the shot at goal. Seedsman provided a lead, but he's not going to go to him. So Gaines pulls the kick. It's a beautiful one too to Maloney.
He's looked like a threat, marking threat too.
He has. He's been one of the better players for Officer today. Again, a leader standing up in a crucial game of football. So Brent Maloney, he's got one goal on the afternoon so far. This to put Officer in front since early days in the first quarter when they got that behind. So kick of about 30 metres required. A little bit of an angle to deal with, but nothing too strenuous. So in comes Brent Maloney. Kick looks pretty good off the boot. Does it hold the line? No, it fades. It fades right. So Maloney offline. They do get the lead back, Officer, but only by the one behind. So 2-4-16 they are now to Emerald at 2-3-15. 8 minutes gone into the second quarter.
So they'll bring the ball back into play here. As they have a look around for his options, bringing it back in for Emerald was Ethan Gross, the vice-captain. Now they go short, but is this turned over? No, it's a nice dark kick in the end of Spalding. Getting it back at Gross. Now handball over the top. And get on the far side of the ground. Big, strong tackle late, but just manages to slip his way out of that one. So out of traffic for now. Now they go down the line here. And they go snap around his body. Can a mark be taken down the line? No, but Johnson comes up and meets it. He goes, wheels around out of traffic, puts it into the middle of the ground. It's a neat looking kick, finding a teammate there in Wilson, who puts it on his boot. High up and under. Does that stay in play? Yes, it does. Can a mark be taken? Petter drops the mark. Handball over the top now, Mybus. Runs around, doesn't know quite where he wants to go though. Now comes back to the side they got it from, but this could be turned over, and that it is. Playing on straight away, Wilson. Handball over. That one's turned over as well. Can they get the clean possession here? It is Officer who get it out for now, but it's all Emerald down here. Kapanki with a handball back to Wilson. Wilson with a low stabbing kick inside the forward line. Might work out all right to Johnson. Handball at the back now. Officer will try and get out of here, but going back and picking it up here is Rakula. And now they can try and work around at the back. A big strong tackle affected the handball there. Little goes in to try and gather it, but can't take it cleanly. Now they get it back here. Going is Hanson. Handball around. Big tackle laid in the middle. Little's got it again. I thought there was a whistle for a second, but we resume play as they move forward, looking for Ward. Getting it out the back. Bailey Gross. Can he gather it? Yes, he can now. Handball over the top to Wadsworth. Wadsworth moves it to the far side. Over to Bakaitis now.
He's actually had a pretty good second quarter, I reckon, Bailey Gross. Couple of crucial intercepts.
As now they keep the ball moving forward here on the far side of the ground. It's a neat looking kick. They can move the ball here. Bakaitis now, again with the ball in his hands on the far side. Handball now to the running player. Down the line it goes. And a nice strong mark taken over the top here. Now they can try and move the ball forward. Inside the forward line they go. They've got a player down deep there in Petter, but picking it up is Dave Johnson. Snaps around his body. Is that number 3? Oh, just hit the post. 2 goals, 3 he has kicked.
Oh, gee, it nearly did enough.
Dave Johnson as the full forward, playing as a forward pocket, a crumbing player there.
He is. Well, I mean, one of his goals that he kicked anyway. Oh,
Petter cuts it off.
No.
So it looks like Jake Petter's playing a bit more forward this quarter.
Yeah, he is.
And he's dropped 2 marks deep, and we saw Dave Johnson nearly snap one from the crumb, but he's finally hanged on to one and a good spot to be kicking from, pretty much directly in front, 35 metres out.
Yep.
And you can see Jackson Honey went up to Snooks just then and went, no, don't worry about that, mate. That's just, unfortunately, that's footy.
It honestly wasn't a bad kick. Petter was just right onto it.
So Petter now, Wiggins approach for his first. Kick is on its way. Kick will hold the line. Not quite. I thought it might have just held the line for a second, but just fades away to the far side for a minor score.
So 2 goals, 5-17 now are Emerald. They do regain the lead, but only with a minor score. Jake Petter on the board for the first time today as Officer looked to counter-attack. The kick intended target was Ward, but he couldn't take the mark. It was a good contest provided by Gross. Here is Wilson, received the handball from Petter, but he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. So it'll come back into the hands of Officer, the recipient of the free kick to be DeSantis. DeSantis just but nothing forthcoming. West directs him up the line. He just goes short to Quatch. Call those names plenty of times today, Snooks and Quatch. So Quatch across the half-back line for Officer. He just goes short with the kick as well. That should work out okay to Little. Snooks ran around him, but he won't go for him. And here's a 25-metre penalty. So just a bit undisciplined there from Emerald, running into the protected zone. And Jack Little can probably put Officer inside forward 50 here. Seedsman on the lead. No, the kick's wide of him and it's fisted away. Does it stay in play though? Maybe an opportunity for Mybus, but he ran into a brick wall and it's a stoppage at half forward now for Officer, who suddenly have some territory. So a couple of lead changes in this game so far. Emerald currently with a slender 1-point lead. Up it goes. Gaines got the better of the tap, beautifully gathered by Sills, but he was taken in a tackle. Carasoni and Rakula. Carasoni once again tries to spin out of trouble. Was he taken high? Umpire says it'll be a ball up. So very highly contested game this one, and plenty of defensive heat from both sides. Kapanki this time gets the better of the tap. It was actually quite well done to Sills. He just wasn't quite anticipating it. And the ball finds its way over the boundary line and will be yet another stoppage at half forward for Officer. So can they manufacture something here? Maloney, the deepest forward. In fact, Seedsman's a little bit ahead of him. Gaines just thumps it inside forward 50. Can Antonio Quatch get involved? Here's his opportunity, but he couldn't gather the football. Good strong tackle laid by Sewers. In goes Wadsworth, on hands and knees. The umpire circling again, and this will be another stoppage. So real gridlock at half forward for Officer. Neither side able to find some time and space. Up it goes again. No ruckman got the tap that time. Kapanki, though, gathers it. Dishes off to Carasoni. Had to step around at Koppel. Here is Davies taking in a gang tackle from Mybus and West, but eventually he worked it out. Edwards gets the handle up the line to Pepe. Pepe dishes off to Wadsworth, who did pretty well, or well enough, but he's turned it over. Mybus can counter-attack for Officer. Good kick it was to Valentine. Valentine looks into the corridor. Dangerous kick, but it might just work out, will it? No, it won't, because here's Kajanovic. His handball, though, was it turned over? No, not quite. Seskis now was taken high, and Emerald can continue to press.
So Seskis will get this in the middle of the ground. Is there a 25 possibly playing here? No, it looks like they're looking for the free kick. And not quite going to get it, though. So Seskis has a look for his options. Decides to just bang it inside the four line, hope for the best. Can something happen from out the back? Gathering it now, handball at the back, shot towards goal. How does it sit? And it's gone through. Hanson put through his first, and just settles a bit of momentum. I believe that's the first goal of this quarter.
It is, yes.
So Hanson with the first goal of the quarter, and we've been going for nearly 15 minutes.
It's taken a while, but yeah, there we go. And that really was just something from nothing. You just threw it on the boot, and after a couple of set shot opportunities from both teams, a wild kick out of the back is the one that gets us the first goal in the second quarter. So here comes Dave Johnson. He's about to come back on, which you'll love to see because he's just been everything today as the ball comes back into the middle.
So Kapanki and Gaines back in the middle. They look to throws ball. We've also got Petter on the bench as well. They'll look to get him back on as soon as they can. Kapanki gets a tap down to Santos, though, mops it up. Valentine tries to get the handball to Quash, unable to get it, but then Quash goes back in and gets it. Tries to break for a few tackles, probably a bit too many. Oh, geez, the umpire was probably a bit lenient there.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about three players, and just the third person couldn't quite get him down, but oh well. Kapanki tap down. Here's Quash again and gets the handball moving forward, but it is turned over, but it's fumbled by Gross. Now it's at ground level. Here's Quash again. Kick inside the forward line. How's the bounce here? Because it could get out the back here. Now it's tapped down. But they look to mop it up here through Ryan Mybus. Can he get a kick away? Handballs over the top. Finds Rees. Rees puts it into the hot spot, but it's going to be cut off here by Sewers. Sorry. Now they move it to the far side. Seskis mops this one up. Has a running player at the top in Davies who runs. Has a bounce, then kicks it down the line. Can a mark be taken? Not quite. As Honey tries to track it back. But now they've got it back in their region now. Emerald inside the forward line. Here's Johnson, straight on the ground, and straight away has an impact. We'll have to kick this off about 50, though. But straight away he's made an impact. 2 goals, 3 he's kicked, and it's just the presence that he's made in that forward line with the pressure he's putting on the opposition players, throwing his body around. But he would like to be a bit more accurate. Here's the chance for 3 goals in the first half for Johnson. Johnson, kick is on its way. Kick looks okay. Does it have the carry? Not quite. Kapanki picked it up, but that is smothered on the line as well. And a tackle laid in the goal square, and it's going to be balled up right in the goal square. Geez, Kapanki did well to get it, but what a crucial smother it was to disallow the goal and keep it in play.
It was a very high kick from Johnson.
Yeah, it was. As now tapped down. Officer going to try and get out of here, and looks like they've got out of here for now. They kick down the line. DeSantos flies out the back. Can he hold the mark? Not quite. Here's Wadsworth. Handball out the back to Wilson. Wilson runs into traffic, puts it into the hot spot. No mark can be taken, but Emerald still had the numbers back here. Back to Wilson. He's steps around one, then puts it back into the hot spot. Can a mark be taken? Not quite. Kapanki flies. Here you go, Officer. Handball at the top. Ryan Mybus goes wide to Ward, and he holds it. So Ward tucked up on the boundary line now, out of trouble now for Officer. So Ward, assessing his options, brings it wide, finds Snooks. He's been a bit quieter the last probably about 10 minutes, Snooks, after that little knock.
Yeah, definitely.
But Snooks now has a bounce. Started the game on fire, though. Handball over the top.
Oh, no.
Too little. Can they move it here? Yes, they can. West now to tidy it up. Does this stay in play? Yes, it will just. It looked like it's gone out for a second, but Valentine gathers it. Handballs over the top. Now they can move it forward. Puts it in the Seedsman direction. Mopping it up now. Swinging around. Puts it to the hot spot. Ashley Allen parks it underneath it. Just a bit too much on it. And mopping it up there for is Aiden Janovic.
Janovic goes out wide, and he's got Sewers on the run, and he's taken the mark. It was a beautiful kick to his advantage. He can put Emerald inside forward 50, looking for Johnson, but the kick's wide of him, and Westra takes a crucial intercept mark.
Jeez, Mitch Mybus really got on his tail really quick, didn't he?
High up and under ball should eventually fall into the hands of Ward. He's got DeSantos up the line. So too Ryan Mybus. But he comes back into the corridor. It's a dangerous one, but it should work out in the end to Kyle Gaines. Gaines looks to go out wide, or he did momentarily, just go short to Quadge. Oh no, the kick fell short of him and the bounce wasn't kind either. He handballs back to Gaines. He goes much longer this time. It's over the head though. Probably should be an intercept mark here for that man Carasoni, but it's gathered by Allen. He goes back to Carasoni. Gets the kick away just in time. There was tackling pressure there. Looking for Sills, but a strong intercept mark is taken by Little. He consent. No, he's been penalised for a push. And sorry, it wasn't Little, in fact. It was Honey. So still was the recipient of the free kick on the outer side wing. And he'll just go short for the moment. Carasoni again with ball in hand, been pretty busy in this passage of play. Does that pretty well on that occasion there to Bell. Bell kick to about half forward. It's going to fly over the head. Maybe an opportunity for Davies. Gazzard's there as well. Davies, he had to jump over a couple of officer players who were in the road. Picked up by West, but he's turned it over. Gazzard, kick around his body. Well and truly offline. But a Bandry throw into the forward pocket. Not a terrible result for Emerald. Can they manufacture something here? They've got a 7-point lead at the moment, and you reckon a 2-goal lead nearing half-time is actually quite significant given the context of the scoring of this game. Not very high scoring at all. Only 1 goal in this second quarter. So Bandry throwing. Up it goes. Davies and Kyle Gaines in the ruck. Davies gets front spot, wins the tap. Can someone get a kick out of the pack here for Emerald? No, obviously get numbers back in defence. Snooks gets the kick away just in time. Ryan Mivers, crucial mark that was up against Wilson. Had to make that work and he did, or otherwise Emerald were going to go right back inside forward 50, goes short and just makes the required distance to Hutton. Hutton looks to the corridor. That's where he goes. Finds that man there, Allen, the playing coach. Allen will go short back to Hutton. Bit of pressure there from McKimmie, but he couldn't get to it in time. So Hutton will go backwards to go forwards. Little with ball in hand. Little Honey directs him across goal and he goes out to West. So a slow methodical build up here for the Kangaroos. West will have a bounce. He could even have a second. He'll go long through the corridor. Low trajectory ball and it finds Antonio Quach, who can put the Kangaroos inside forward 50, looking for Seedsman in a 1-on-1 up against Sporting. Ball was gathered cleanly. Ryan Mivers, kick around his body. It looks pretty good. Does it have the carry? Does it have the bend? It just falls short and Edwards will take it to safety, or did he take the mark?
And it took the mark, and it's a 25-metre penalty as well.
Yeah, probably a bit silly on the goal line there. So well done, Edwards. It was a good kick by Mivers, just didn't quite have the carry in the end. So Gross will go straight up the line to Hanson, or it might go to Wilson. No, it does fall in the end for Hanson. Hanson looks to the corridor, but he goes much longer this time. Davies, can he take the mark? No, he can't. And the ball's fisted away from him by Kyle Gaines, and it will be thrown back into play at half forward for Emerald.
So the ball will be thrown back into play here. As they go up in the ruckle here. As it's going to be thrown back in. The 2 ruckmen to go at it, Kyle Gaines and Davies, the 2 secondary ruckmans. Davies gets the tap down, Wadsworth bursts onto it and puts it inside the forward line. Scrappy looking kick, but doing well there. Turning around is Johnson, then snaps it around his body, but it's going to be turned over. So officer.
Again, how about the ground level work from Dave Johnson?
As a tall man, he can do it on the ground or in the air, so it's such a valuable asset to have when you have your key forward to be able to do it on both ends.
Yeah, exactly right.
So now they move it forward, but it's going to be cut off here. Carasoni will intercept this mark and put it back inside the forward 50 here for Emerald. Back inside the forward line it goes, flying for it, unable to hold the mark though. Tackle is going to be in the back. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Emerald. I'm just trying to see, I think it might have been Pettit.
I think you're right, Trent, yeah.
Gives a handball off now to Wadsworth, but he's won down by Antonio Quash. What a crack tackle, but I don't know if they needed to do the handball. He just didn't know Quash was there, and he pounced on that opportunity and ran him down. Now here you go, officer. Lockie Ward down the line. Can he get the ball forward? Does it stay in play? No, I don't think it does. It's gone out of bounds at full. But what about Quash? What about the first half he's played after I put him on the microscope as a player to look out for?
He has been fantastic.
I'm taking full credit for it, boys.
Just to be switched on to that, like he saw that the handball receive was coming. Oh, there we go.
And there's the halftime siren, and it is Emerald who have a slight 7-point lead, 3-5-23 to 2-4-16. So low scoring but hard contest out here at Rob Porter Recreation Reserve.
Out of a really highly contested game, it has to be said, to start off this one.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, like, Trent, you say slight lead, but this lead feels like an absolute mammoth of a lead, considering the contested footy we've seen today. So a 7-point lead could easily be the difference in this game, and that's going to feel like a mountain to overcome. It's been such hard, good contested footy. It's all around like you being clean on your feet, and you've seen a lot of good examples of that. And you've seen good, we've just seen the Quash example of.
Third quarter action underway here at Rob Porter Recreation Reserve. Up it goes. Kapanki And Gaines. Oh, beautifully done. Opportunity now for that man, Allen, who gathered off the tap but couldn't quite get the ball into the hands of Mark Seedsman. Handball goes out wide. Ward gathers under his control, though. Can he keep it in play? He most certainly can. Kick goes backwards to go forwards. Just went the required distance of 15. They continue to retreat, though, to Officer. Here is Allen. Dishes off the handball just in time to that man there, Collinson. But the ball's gone out of play. He just couldn't quite keep it in play. There's an appeal for deliberate, but nothing forthcoming. So fantastically shark there by Ashley Allen in the middle of the ground and got the forward 50 entry for Officer, but again just couldn't quite find a target. So Bandry throwing it half forward for the Kangaroos. Again, Kapanki and Jake Gaines to do battle. We just wait for the Bandry umpire to throw the ball aloft and recommence play. Up it goes. Kapanki will get front position. He could even grab it out of the ruck, but he decides to just tap towards a Bandry line gathered by Ward. Little unsure where to go. Handballs backwards to a 1-on-1. Snooks, can he gather it? No, he can't. We've still got an opportunity, though. No one could gather the ball cleanly. Eventually, Brody Stooks dishes off to Allen, who's been corralled by Gazzard. Puts the Kangaroos inside forward 50. No mark can be taken. Hutton couldn't gather it cleanly. Dishes off. Mybus kick towards goal. Well and truly offline. And spins away from everyone and trickles over the boundary line and will be thrown back into play. Not a bad result for Officer. A stoppage deep inside their forward 50. So can they make something of this, the Kangaroos? Can they get the margin back down to 1 point? They'd love to get the first goal of this second half. Seedsman in the ruck, gets front spot and Kapanki tries to tap back into the corridor, but he's thumped it straight into Stephen Kapanki. Maloney taken in a tackle straight away, and the umpire comes in and calls for another stoppage. Another boundary throw in. So they've got the ball locked in their end, Officer. Can they manufacture something from the stoppage? Again, Seedsman's going to go up, so Jake Gaines is just going to sit behind the ball. And Wester and Johnson high up the ground as well. So no one actually in the forward half of the ground for Emerald. There's a whistle here out of the ruck contest. It's going to go Officer's way. The Kangaroos will get a look. And I believe it's that man Maloney. So Brent Maloney, 1 goal, 1 in the afternoon, but he has been a presence up forward. Or is it Seedsman? No, it is Seedsman, in fact. So Mark Seedsman just with a 1 goal. From about 25 out on a bit of an angle. Mark Seedsman to get the margin back to 1 point, the difference. Crucial kick in the context of this game. In he comes. Looks pretty good. Does it hold the line? It does. He gets the first goal of the second half, does Mark Seedsman. Officer 3-4-22. Trail Emerald 3-5-23. We'll be going at just about 3 minutes into the third quarter.
Young Emerald fan wasn't particularly happy about the Seedsman mark.
No.
Directly in front of the effects mic.
Most certainly, Adam. So really important that for Officer. They get the first goal of the second half.
Good to see Aiden picking on someone clearly going through a hard time. Adam.
What's my name, Trent?
Adam.
Oh, there we go. There we go. 3-4-22 to 3-5-23, and it's back in the middle.
Back in the middle now. Ball to be thrown up. Thrown back into play now. And Gaines went early, but still manages to get the tap down. Kosh got one high, and he's going to get the free kick. Must protect him. 25 being a penalty too.
Jake
if he kicks a goal, guys. They'll bring him within just probably to the top of the 50. It probably is going to be a bit too far out still.
Maybe.
Yeah, the guy on the mark's right on the 50, so he's going to have to kick at 55. But
2 metre rush,
yeah, you never know.
he said earlier they're fully 50.
These are genuine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
no, this
cool.
is a big round. They are full 50s.
I could tell it's a bit bigger, but I just couldn't tell from here.
So Quash now at centre half forward, looking for some options to go to. Ward presents, but now he just pops it wide. I think it's Maloney. He looks for, unable to hold them up, but Ward gets it. He's kick smothered. Now ball at the bottom of the pack. Tackler's laid. Does it get its way out? Yes, it does. Emerald trying its hardest to keep it in, but Officer trying hard also to lock it in there. Umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up. So deep inside the forward 50 here for Officer. 1 point. The margin in favour of Emerald. No ruckman got a tap to that. And here is Quash. Snap around his body. On. No. And it's intercepted, Mark.
Yep.
I was ready to absolutely explode. But now it's Spalding. Long, wide kick. No one able to hold the mark there. But Honey goes in, gets the handball over the top. On the far side of the ground, probably got to make its way over. No, they managed to keep the ball still in play.
Oh, no.
It's going to be cut off by Little. Doesn't hold them up, but Honey gets it, swaps the tackle, then brings it back in ball to Hutton. Hutton goes short, but kicks it right into the man of mark and Gazzard. Now they move it forward to Wadsworth. Wadsworth to half forward, to no one really in particular, and they had the numbers here. Do Officer back to Snooks. Snooks goes wide to Honey. Honey now comes in, but this one's cut off too. Great work smothering that, in fact, was Bell. But Officer managed to get it back in there. Grass for now. Ball on the pack. Jeez, real scrappy last 20 seconds. I don't know what's going on because of how scrappy it was. But ball's going to be thrown up right near the cricket pitch right here.
Yep.
So, ball to be thrown up here. Just having a look. Can I see the two? Yeah, there they are. Kyle Gaines goes up. Kapanki gets up. Both Rock probably got a tap to that. There's a whistle being blown. And a bit of push and shove after as well. It's gone the way of Officer to Ashley Allen. Allen handballs it off, so now they can burst through Nathan Allen, who puts it inside the forward line. Seedsman!
Beautiful kick from Allen, right onto the chest of Mark Seedsman. He's got the range as well, Trent.
Just the accuracy with Seedsman, we know. Beautiful kick of the footy. Can get the range, but can be a bit wayward at the same time. But definitely has the leg. That's not a problem at all. So Seedsman comes in to kick 2 goals in this third quarter and regain the lead here for Officer. So in he comes. Kick of just over 50 metres. Kick is on his way. As we said, distance is not a problem. And neither is the accuracy as he puts it straight through. He has 3 goals in the afternoon. He has the only 2 in this quarter. And Officer have gained the lead.
There we go. 4-4-28 to 3-5-23. 6.5 gone into the third quarter. And good start this for Officer. They've had all the territory. And they've just been able to find a bit of that connection inside forward 50, which has been so crucial for them. So we wait for the ball to come back in the middle. Can Emerald respond, or can Officer keep rolling with this momentum? Such a crucial game for both of these sides. So again, it'll be Stephen Kabanki and Jake Gaines to do battle in the ruck. We wait for the umpire to throw the ball aloft. Up it goes. Kabanki probably got the better of it. Wadsworth couldn't gather it cleanly. Kapanki, was he held? Yes, he was. Umpire calls it. And 25-metre penalty. Another 25-metre penalty.
No?
The umpire, I thought it was. Yeah, anyway, Kapanki sends it inside forward 50. Over the head of Johnson. Was there a push? No, it's all good. So Little just goes short with the kick, and that works out beautifully to Antonio Quach. Looks to the outer side of the ground, and that's where he'll go. And he's got a man loose. They might be away now, Officer. They can get the ball to at least about half forward. The kick to Seedsman, though. Oh, no, it might have still worked out. Mybus is there. So too was Reeves. Can he centre the ball? Kick around the body is going to fall short, and Emerald should be able to rush this over to safety, and they do. So now it's an even 1-goal margin for Officer. 4-5-29 to 3-5-23. 8 minutes gone into this third quarter. So was it Carasoni? No. So Emerald can bring the ball back into play through Gross. He looks to the outer side of the ground, loads up. Johnson goes deep, and he was pushed out there by Westra. So Dave Johnson comes back into the corridor, and he's turned it straight over. Antonio Quach once again kicks across, finds Nathan Allen. He can put Officer inside forward 50. Seedsman!
Has a delivery again from Allen.
Fantastic, and again to that man, Mark Seedsman. He's already got 3 goals in the afternoon. He's got 2 goals in his third quarter, and he's threatening to rip this game apart. So a kick of about 45 metres on about a 45-degree angle for Mark Seedsman. This to make it 12 points the difference. It'll be the biggest lead of the game for either side. So crucial this for Officer to keep their place in Premier Division. There's still a lot to play out, but what a crucial lead this will be. Mark Seedsman, in he comes. Oh, it's well and truly offline. It's going to fall short, in fact, and Luke Sporting, is it? No, Kapanki, in fact.
With his ankle.
Takes the intercepting mark. He most certainly did, Adam. Oh, that's a dangerous one, but Kajanovic gets back and takes the mark. Good defensive pressure provided there by Seedsman. Just couldn't quite cut the footy off in the end. Long kick down the line. Wadsworth comes in and provides a hand. The kick was flying straight to the hands of Josh King, but Wadsworth did well. Now he runs himself into a bit of trouble. Goes out wide to Pepe. I think that's out of bounds on the full, and it is. So the Kangaroos are about to be back inside forward 50.
So now they can try and pounce it back inside, and they go short to Nathan Allen. Plays on. Johnson was charging after him. Here's Quash. Outside 50. Wheels around. Plays on. Puts it deep in the forward line. That's Seedsman again.
I think so.
Seedsman has it again. Already has 2 this quarter. 3 for the afternoon.
Or is it Maloney?
No, I thought it might have been for a second, but I saw Maloney in the square. They both got the similar shaved haircut. That's why I don't know sometimes.
They do, yeah.
But Seedsman
It is, yeah.
Definitely has the kick in him. Tucked up tight on an angle. But this is for 3 for the quarter for Officer and for Seedsman, and 4 for the afternoon for Seedsman if he manages to put this one through.
Yes.
What a performance he's put in so far. Seedsman. In he comes. Kick is on its way. Does it hold its line? You bet it does. You bet he's got number 4.
4 out of 5, Trent. 5-5-35 to 3-5-23. And suddenly, Officer, 3 goals to zip in this third quarter. And Adam, they skip away to a very handy 12-point margin.
Yeah, look, I can't believe at half-time I was talking about that this 7-point margin was going to be so big to overcome. And the game's opened right up. It really has. So it hasn't been anywhere near as contested. And Officer have really just broken away and went, you know what, take your 7-point margin and we'll beat that.
Yep.
And just in this quarter, they've got 18 points on them. So really impressive from Officer at the start of this quarter.
We see McKimmie just in front of us on the Emerald bench with some serious tape going on around him there. Did you see there?
The left hamstring and the right knee.
So now they can go ball here now. They run. DeSantos does really well, but then has his kick smothered. King can mop this one up. Gives the handball back to DeSantis. Now he goes wide. Does this stay in? No. Goes out of bounds. Nathan Allen was not happy either.
No.
Then he turned around. He's like, all right, breather. You see he wanted to explode, but then calmed down. So now they'll bring the ball back in Emerald. Down the line, Kapanki will fly. So will Gaines from the back. Little will get this now. Little puts it inside the forward line, just over the head of his player, of Mybus. And then they can intercept to do Emerald. And they go at the middle of the ground, wasting no time. Seskis gets the early body work. Johnson attacks with big hip and shoulder on West as well. Little, though, has it now. Here comes Johnson. Lays his body into it, but Little just gets the handball away. Looking for Valentine. Valentine met with a big, strong tackle as well. Laying that tackle was Ethan Gross, the vice-captain. So the leaders really trying to stand up to get the momentum back in their favour for Emerald, but Officer now have the ball in their end of the ground and they look to try and go through to get another one. Snooks dances around traffic, now lines up for goal. How's it carry? And I think it might have got no, just touch. Jeez, it was a tight one too. Would have been a beautiful goal too. He just danced out of traffic like it was nothing.
I don't know what he was doing when he kicked it, but he seemed to kick it and immediately turn around to someone behind him. I don't know if he thought there was a whistle or someone's just talking in his ear.
Gross has got it in the back pocket. So nearly for Officer, but Emerald managed to get the ball over to safety, and now they've got ball in hand, but there's not really a whole lot to go to. Oh, beautifully done by Gross. Sold a bit of candy, gained a bit of meterage. Long kick down the line. Kapanki will fly. Won't be able to take the mark, but he'll spill it at the front there by De Jong. Slap forward here for Emerald, but Officer are going to be able to get there first and win the foot race. Ward gathered it cleanly, but taken in a dumping tackle by Carasoni. And the umpire will come through and call for a stoppage. Boundary throw in right in front of the broadcast wing here at Rob Porter Recreation Reserve. So again, it'll be Steve Kapanki and Jake Gaines to do battle in the ruck. So boundary throw in, up it goes.
How's the throw?
Sewers, kick was smothered. Quatch dishes it off. They might be away again here, Officer. Again, it's just another ground level ball. Paddle forward by DeSantos. Sewers. Now Emerald can go back the other way. Pepe dishes off to Carasoni, who's run into trouble. He got the handball away, but he turned it over to Hutton. Free kick for high contact, going to go Officer's way. So Hutton will kick back into the corridor. He's done that pretty well too to Honey. And he's away, kicks out wide. Can they build something off this, Officer? Mybus, short kick down the line. No mark can be taken. Brody Snooks, can he get it under his control? No, he can't. But they'll still be inside forward 50 here, Officer. Long kick towards goal. Well and truly offline. And only just sneaks through for a behind. So 14 points the difference now. 5-7-37 now, or Officer. To Emerald, 3-5-23 will be going 14 minutes, in fact, into this third quarter.
So bring the ball back into play here. Need to try and get some momentum going their way. Ball hasn't seen their half of the ground very much this quarter at all. So Gross will bring the ball back into play. There's a whistle. I think he's just telling the players to clear from the protected zone. So the ball will have to come back to reset play. So Gross, look around now. Decides to go wide to the other side, but kick, it just has a little bit too much on it. And can Officer apply the pressure here? Tackling pressure is applied. The umpire gets a high contact free kick, so they get out of that one after the kick missing the target, but then they manage to gather a free kick for a high contact free kick. Now they go long down the line. Wadsworth parks himself underneath and takes a nice overhead mark. Has a look around, then immediately plays on and goes down the line, looking for Kapanki, who gets it at his at his feet. Now he plays on, puts it inside the forward 50. Can Amar be taken? Not quite. And they've got it out the back. Gazza, but a tackle is late. But he still gets burnt to it, and it goes all the way through.
Wow. That is an unbelievable goal. Back to 8 points the difference. 4-5-29 to 5-7-37. Adam, that was just something from nothing.
It really was. Really well done there. Really big flow of energy from the Emerald side, getting it down to, as we just get distracted by the music coming through the radio, but really well done, like much more open and flowing from Emerald. Really well done to fight that back and to put a stop to the momentum for Officer.
It was, and well, back to 8 points the difference, so they're still well and truly in this game, Emerald.
So ball back in the middle now. Tap down. They try and move the ball forward here. Shuas now gets a little mini kick onto it. Hansen gets a handball out. Umpire calls the play on. Some people thought it was going to be holding the ball. Trying to mop this one up. Karasoni. The baby's not happy again, Aiden. And Adam.
You've done it again, Trent.
No, anyone that wants to listen is more the point. And the whistle has been blown. And it's going to be a free kick coming back. Goes wide to Hutton. Umpire paid the mark, then realised he dropped it, so he had to call play on. So now over to Mybus. Mybus has one bounce. Inside the forward 50. Can a mark be taken? Not quite, but can they get one out the back? Can they get the clean possession? Tackle is laid. Having a look. And a kick down the line. Little will park himself underneath it and hang on to it. So they can go straight away back inside. The 450 has a couple of players all on their own. If he can find them, and he does go short. And finds Quash, who's definitely within range. But he'll have to load up a fair bit.
He will.
He's pointing to the goals though, going, come on guys. I've had it on a string today, let me have one.
He's backing himself in for sure.
So Quash now looking for his first. And then passes it off. Jeez, he sucked them all in, didn't he? And then passes it off to Maloney.
Who's that on the ground over there for Emerald? McKimmie.
Yeah, I think so. And he looks sore, Adam.
He looks really sore.
So Maloney.
He's the goal kicker for Officer today, Trent. Seedsman's kick 4, Maloney's kick 1.
Will line up for number 2. And he comes. I don't know why they're waiting if it's a set shot and he's not even in the... Okay, anyways. But Maloney. And he comes to number 2. Slide angle. Kicks on its way. Not a problem with her at all. He put through number 2.
There we go, 14 points the difference, 6-7-43 to 4-5-29. Officer respond.
I don't think the umpires were waiting. I think it was more... I think it didn't want to be distracted through the set shot. It would be my guess.
Strange though.
Maloney. It is still a little strange. But yeah, no, Officer put another one on the board as
he won't be coming back on today. No way.
You wouldn't have thought so.
It didn't even look like he had any contact. It looked like he just gave way.
Yeah, no, I'm not 100% sure. I didn't see how it happened. I just noticed him on the ground, but certainly came on the ground with a lot of tape and certainly coming off with a big grimace.
So it's back in the middle. Gaines got the better of the tap. Emerald 14 points adrift. Officer suddenly in a very handy position in a relatively low-scoring game of football. So once again, this time it'll be Davies to go up on the ruck for Emerald. Still Jake Gaines for Officer. Davies probably just got the better of that one with this ball not going anywhere. So it'll be take 3 in the centre. So if you're just tuning in, Officer 6-7-43, lead Emerald 4-5-29. Up it goes again. Davies and Gaines. Davies went early. Gaines just grabbed out of the ruck and he sends it forward for the Bombers. Kick to a 1-on-1. The 1-on-1 between that man Collinson and also Allen of Emerald. Emerald gather the football for the moment. Good strong tackle is laid, holding the ball. Are they going to pay advantage? No, but it will still be a shot at goal here for Officer. The recipient of the free kick, Mackenzie Rees. This to potentially make it a 20-point difference. And we are into red time now. 19 minutes have elapsed in this third quarter. And this will be a really big lead in the context of this game. So Rees, kick of about 35 metres required. Pretty much directly in front. As mentioned, to put it out to a 20-point difference for Officer. And he comes. Mackenzie Rees looks pretty good off the boot, and he's absolutely nailed it. They are out to a 20-point margin, nearing three-quarter time. The Kangaroos, 7-7-49 to Officer 4-5-29. 20 minutes have elapsed into the third quarter.
I can say one thing, guys. where we were going nearly 20 minutes. I would not want to be the Emerald side at this three-quarter time speech.
No.
They will be copping it because, as we said, it's must win.
Exactly right, Trent. And it just feels like that defensive heat, that defensive intensity even, you could say, it's just not quite been there in this third quarter. That was really keeping them in it and giving them that lead in the first half. So anyway, it's back in the middle. Kapanki up against Gaines. Kapanki probably just got the better of that one. Here is Antonio Quach. He just couldn't quite gather the football. Petter nearly ran into trouble but spun his way out. Now a kick to half forward to 1-on-1. Wadsworth up against West. No one can take the mark. The ball spills to ground level. Wadsworth on hands and knees, dishes it off. Here is Dale Carasoni. Can he gather it under his control? No, he can't. They've turned it over. Honey dishes off. Finds Mybus. Mybus spins around Seskus. Dishes off. Up the line. Did that pretty well to Hutton. Hutton goes all the way back to Little. Can he keep it in play? No. Boundary throw in at half forward for Emerald. So 20 points adrift now, our officer. 7-7-49 to 4-5-29. Steve Kapanki and Jake Gaines once again will do battle in the ruck. All right, boundary throw-in. So Gaines with front position. Kapanki, though, probably got the better of it. Sewers wrapped up in a tackle straight away by Allen. And the umpire calls for another stoppage. So it'll be a ball up at half forward here for Emerald. Up it goes once again. Kapanki just bounced off of his head in the end. A couple of players track it back and Gazza keep the ball in play. No, he cannot. So big opportunity again here for Emerald inside forward 50. They've got to start making things work. They've got to manufacture something from this. At least get one goal before three-quarter time. Give yourselves a chance. Johnson in the ruck this time. He did win the tap. Slapped over the head there by Ashley Allen. Kick goes out of bounds on the full. So here's an opportunity for Emerald to at least maybe set up a goal. Probably not have a shot at goal.
Good day. Oh, no.
So what can they do with this? Could not tell you the recipient of the free kick because he's in my blind spot. Here we go, Aiden Gajanovic. Kick just missed him. Seskus was the recipient. He just couldn't quite hit the target. Was Allen held? No. Umpire calls him to go and eventually the ball makes its way over and will be thrown back into play in the forward pocket for Emerald. Crucial stoppage this. As we start to near three-quarter time, 22 minutes have elapsed. Probably only maybe 4 or 5 minutes left at maximum. Can Emerald find another goal before three-quarter time? Cut the margin down. Up it goes. Johnson in the ruck again. Grabs it and tackled straight away by Jake Gaines and the umpire calls for it. It will be a stoppage still inside the forward 50 of Emerald. So they're looking it in there. They just can't find the goals. So just the one goal so far for Emerald in this third quarter. Up it goes again. Gaines gets the better of the tap. Gazzard picked it up. He's already got one goal in this third quarter. Oh, dearie me. That ball's come off the complete wrong part of the boot. He went to go for the kick around the body, the snap, and it's ended up being more of a check side, and it's just spun its way out of bounds on the full. And a reprieve for the officer defence. They can exit the defensive 50. Can they find something up the line? Little provides a lead. And he's on it. Oh, no. Might have turned it over. West comes in to provide a hand. Picked up by Seskus. Sewers. Check side kick was smothered. Now an opportunity maybe for Edwards. Here is Ewan Wadsworth. Wadsworth dishes off to Hanson, but he's turned it over. An officer should be able to go back the other way.
Now they can try and move the ball forward here. Officer get it through Allen. But now they've ripped it out, Wadsworth does, and puts it inside the four line, meeting the ball up. Now they're handball over the top. Carasoni, snap towards goal, and it's beautiful. No, it's not. Did you think it was going for... I thought it was going straight for the middle.
Honestly, I thought it was.
The wind must have just took it straight away. I thought it was going straight through the middle for a second. But Carasoni misses that one. So Snooks will bring the ball back into play for Officer. Snooks now plays on, then comes wide, looking for Little. Beautiful kick. Little holds on to it too. Falling over on the man of the mark, interestingly enough, was Brendan Wilson. Falling over his own 2 feet. So Little now brings it down the line. Sewers tries to fly, and he's going to give away a free kick for an unrealistic attempt. It comes back to Quash. So Quash now goes over the top and wide. Couldn't quite make it to Ward, no. And I think it's come off his boot and gone out of bounds on the full. That is so stiff. So now Kajanovic will bring the ball back into play. And he goes just down the line, looking for an option. So is flies, and now he gets it out the back, and then just chucks it on his boot. And here's the young player running forward. Can he mop it up here? Not quite. Yes, he does. Gets on his 2 feet. Kick towards goal, and it's straight through.
What's
Pudicus.
Pakaitis. Oh, Trent.
Didn't look at it properly. I had a little look.
Really well done. He knew it was going through as soon as it came off the boot. He was double fist celebrating as soon as it left his hands, and it's a really important goal for Emerald.
It was such a crucial goal. Not sure if there's going to be time for one more before three-quarter time, but at least gets the margin attainable, you'd say, probably for the last quarter. But, gee, they'd still love one more. If they can get it back to single digits before three-quarter time, then it is definitely game on. So well done, Pakaitis.
Underage player, maybe? No?
I'm not. Well, you called him you better hope that he is a young player.
I really do. He looks young. He
looks young, but sometimes those kind of things can be deceptive. Anyway, here go the Bombers once again. Wadsworth sends them to half forward. It bounces inside forward, 50, gathered beautifully. Pepe spins away from one. Can he centre the ball to someone? He can, Johnson! Beautifully done, Brad Pepe, and David Johnson can line them up from 30 out directly in front.
So well done by Pepe. Just then took all of the time and space that he needed, just really composed himself and put a really good straight short kick right down the throat of Johnson.
Dave Johnson, he was so lively in the first half. He hasn't quite had the third quarter he would have liked, but here's his moment to get the margin back to 7 points before three-quarter time to keep Emerald's Premier Division hopes alive. It looks pretty good off the boot, but it's faded right.
Oh.
It's faded right. It started pretty well in line and drifted. And unfortunately for Emerald, they don't get the result they would have been after. So Officer still 12 points adrift. 5-7-37 are Emerald to the Kangaroos. 7-7-49. 26 and a half have elapsed into the third quarter. Snooks, who's been very good today. Good kick to Westra.
Can confirm he's 20.
He's 20. There we go. All right, fair enough. We'll give you that, Trent, the young player. So, Westra. So Officer probably just want to shut things down for now. Take the 12-point margin into three-quarter time. Long kick down the line. Wadsworth will park himself underneath it. Ward flew but couldn't take the mark. Ball bounces back into the corridor. Might work out here for Emerald. Gajanovic took it cleanly but ran into a brick wall. So it's a stoppage on the broadcast wing. As mentioned, now 27 minutes have gone. This is the longest quarter so far today. Kapanki, Edwards. Oh, how about the spinning move? Beautifully gathered by Sewers. He can send the Bombers inside forward 50. His kick, though, probably not the best. Westra, can he gather the football? Sock it forward. Probably the right thing to do. Just get the ball out of there. Again, though, they are working overtime, the Bombers. Gaines, it's not Gaines, sorry, Petter. But he's turned it over. Beautifully done by Honey. Composed and took it cleanly. And repels the Emerald attack. Honey sends the Kangaroos long down the line once again. And there's a siren for three-quarter time. And we have a very interesting last quarter ahead of us. Officer, 7-7-47. Lead Emerald, 5-7-37. All to play for here at Rob Porter Recreation Reserve. We'll quickly provide you some updates from around the grounds. And then we'll send it back to our break. But firstly, the scores from Premier Division. Woorie Alex, 7-4-46. Lead Mombolt, 3-7-25. Upway Tacoma, 12-13-85. Lead Jembra Cockatoo, 4-3-27.
But Emerald at the end started to work it out, so I think maybe just with a little bit of that momentum that Emerald could bring into this last quarter, that maybe the game becomes a bit more open for both sides.
No, most certainly, Adam. So I think that was probably a more exciting quarter to watch, but it certainly was quite a tight tussle in the first half. The defensive intensity was great from Emerald, but anyway, it's last quarter action. It's do or die. Up it goes. Jake Gaines wins the first tap, and it worked out beautifully. Here is Antonio Quach. Oh, beautifully done. The gather, the spin out of trouble. Goes out wide with a kick to Collinson. Collinson, though, did not get a kind bounce, but the ball's paddled back in his direction. Here is Brody Snooks. Handball over the top to Valentine. Valentine being corralled, but he dishes back off to Honey. Honey also being corralled. He dishes off, and eventually offers to get a kick down the line, and a mark should be taken, and it is beautifully done there by DeSantis. DeSantis just steps off the man of the mark, goes short with the kick again to the experience of Nathan Allen, who's in no real hurry. Allen looks down the line, nothing really leading up to him. Long kick, probably not his best. It might still work out though, and it does. So the mark is taken, and guess who? Mark Seedsman. Not going to have the kick at goal though, probably fair enough, and he's found Maloney. Great vision from Mark Seedsman, brilliant execution. No, Maloney's not going to have the shot at goal either, but it's a good option. And he goes to Nathan Allen. So Nathan Allen, the playing coach, yet to trouble the scorers today. But he'll know how crucial this moment is for his side and the context of this game. An 18-point lead would be the biggest for either side today. So Nathan Allen, the playing coach, from 30 out, pretty much directly in front. What can he do here? I'll tell you what he can do. He can miss. He's offline. I feel there's been a couple of those today. They start on the line and they drift late.
Nothing better than an early call.
7.850 to 5.737. Allen unable to convert.
That's hard.
So Emerald. Can they get the first goal this last quarter? Dave Johnson peers into the corridor, and that's where he goes. He wants to take the game on. Wadsworth provided the lead, but the kick was just a bit too hot for him. Honey, was he taken high? Umpire calls him to go, and he was able to get the kick away, but it's intercepted by Gajanovic. Gajanovic, pretty good handball. Wilson should be able to run to this. Does he get an accommodating bounce? He does. He kicks the ball to about half forward, looking for Pepe. Pepe, though, he didn't get a kind bounce. Jake Gaines all the way across on the outer side. Now they can go inside 450 off the boot of Kapanki. No mark can be taken. Ball spills to ground level. Frantic stuff for the officer defence. Do they rush it to safety? Do they keep it in? They decide to keep it in. Beautifully done by Brody Snooks. But his kick was smothered. Dangerous times now. Wadsworth, kick around his body. Has he got it? No, Westra on the last line of defence.
Oh.
Well done, Josh.
No, they're gonna talk.
No, it's okay. Well done, Josh Westra. Such a crucial moment in this game. Didn't allow the goal. There must have been millimetres in it, but he got there. And he looks to exit the defence 250, but well done. Pakaitis got the fist in against Allen, and the ball will be thrown back into play inside Emerald's forward 50.
So they'll look to try and the first goal here is so crucial.
It is.
And it needs to be Emerald.
It does.
So now the ball's thrown back into play. Gaines gets the tap down. Quash, handball at the back. Now Snooks has it. Little short kick, but he might have turned this one over, and yes, he has. So he can go back in for Janovic. Now he plays on into the forward line, but this might be cut off. But G's dropping the mark at the wrong time. Pakaitis tries to gather it. Now they get the handball at the back. Karasoni breaks through one tackle, goes back to Janovic. Now. Oh, yeah, I've had a shocker there, guys.
Oh, dear.
That's all right, Trent.
Now the ball's going to be thrown back in. Just waiting for the umpire to throw this one back in, and back in it does now. Kapanki tries to work from behind, but Gaines grabs it out and puts it on his boot, partially smothered. Now Emerald through Petter, but Petter's tackled over the boundary line for a ball in. To be fair to say, not much ground being gathered there either. So now they move the ball forward, tap down by Gaines. They get the handball out. Can they try and move this forward? Allen just chucks it on his boot, moves it forward now. Can they get it moving? Not quite. It goes backwards. So Emerald will try and mop this one up. But going to get it is West. But he's met with a hard hit. But he manages to get it back. Handball back to Mivers. Mivers tucked under his arm. Runs. Then puts it in the direction of Ashley Allen, who takes a nice overhead mark. He looks. Sees a player on his own. Beautiful kick to find him. And execute there to Reese.
He's already got one goal as well, Trent. Kicked one in the third quarter. Is his opportunity
for number 2, and such a crucial moment as it will push the lead out to 19 points.
It will.
In this last quarter, we know it's been a low-scoring game, so 19 points. Could it be too much? Not much, pretty much directly in front, 20-metre kick. Reese now comes in. Oh, has he pushed it across? Yes, he has. Will that be costly?
We'll find out, Trent. We'll find out.
1 goal, 1, and it's been 5.5 minutes gone in this quarter as they play on straight away. And now they go wide, but officer have it back. Handball over to Quash. Here's his moment. Quash puts it on the boot. Oh, across the face. It goes through. Oh.
Gee, they've had their opportunities here, officer, to put them away, but they haven't been able to do so. So 7:10:52 to 5:7:37. Gajanovic exits the defensive 50. Is it too wide? It's definitely out of bounds. Ooh, must have just pitched inside. Just in our little blind spot there where the bench is. So a boundary throw in at half forward for officer, who've definitely got the ascendancy so far, but just haven't been able to quite put Emerald away on the scoreboard. Can the Bombers make them pay? Can officer eventually break the shackles? Gathered by Wadsworth, dishes off to Edwards. Edwards handballs back into the corridor. It's a dangerous one. It's a bit of a hospital one. Cross paddles it away, but it was beautifully intercepted by DeSantis. Swings round onto the left boot. That's a pretty good kick, actually. This should work out. Oh, how about the gather there from Collinson? Collinson, his kick, though, won't work out. Handball back to Maloney. Couldn't gather it cleanly. The Emerald defence working overtime here. And a free kick for high contact going to go Emerald's way. Gee. They'll breathe a sigh of relief for the moment, the Bombers. But they've got to get this ball out of here. Gajanovic, it feels like he's had plenty of the ball in this last quarter. Sills is one option. But he goes to Gross. The kick takes an eternity to get to him, but eventually it does fall into the lap of Gross. Comes back into the corridor. Oh, Sills spilled it, and he's going to be absolutely game tackle, but he got the kick away just in time. The mark couldn't be taken by Gazzard. Can officer go inside forward 50. DeSantis gets it to at least about half forward. Here is Ryan Mybus being corralled by Wadsworth. Gets the handle away. Here we go, Collinson. Can he get a kick away on the left? He can, and he puts it away! First goal, the last goes to Officer. 21 points the difference. 8-10-58 to Emerald, 5-7-37.
You have to say that's a very good goal. Just tucked into the pocket on the left. Just snuck it home and he was very, very happy with it off the boot.
Crucial moment. 21 points. It's not over yet for Emerald, but gee, it's going to be a hill to climb.
Absolutely it is.
It's not going to be easy at all as we wait for the ball to come back in the middle. 8-10-58 now to 5-7-37, and it is back in the middle.
So the ball making its way back into the middle now. As the umpire gets into position. Kapanki and Gaines, as it's been for most of the day. Gaines gets up high and wins that tap down. They get the handball out into the path for Quash. He gives a handball over to Ward. Ward now puts a high up and under ball. Maloney direction. Can't quite hang on to it. But here's Rees again. Gets around the tackle, but then gives a handball back. Maloney gets around that one. Handball backwards. Snap around the body. How's the sit? Mybus is there. Body work. Oh, what a mark!
Oh, he's given away high contact.
Or in the back, I think. He did use a bit of body in the back.
Well, the umpire, I think, he signalled.
Oh. It was great body work, but just a little bit too much. I look at it. Snooks will fly here, just over his head. Does it stay in play? For a moment it did, but then it makes its way over. So it'll be thrown back into play right in front of us. So we've got a perfect view of this one of Gaines and Kapanki. As it's thrown back into play here, side to side. Both ruck probably get a tap of it. Kapanki gets it at the ground level and then gives a handball into the Sewers direction. There's a holding the man free kick going the way of Emerald. Kapanki will be there, or Sewers will be the recipient. I thought it was going to Kapanki because he was down, but it goes in. Sewers brings it into the middle of the ground, but Collison cuts it off. The man who kicked the goal just earlier to put it out to 20 points. Now they move it forward to Maloney. Maloney now just chucks it on his boot, puts it in the forward line in the Seedsman direction. Has 4 this afternoon, but doing beautifully there. Emerald can get out of there. They go short. Kick doesn't quite meet the target, but it might sit all right. Is there a free kick there? Yes, it is. High contact. So it's going to come back. Emerald have time to set up and try and make something of this opportunity to go inside the forward line. So Wilson will go wide. Finds Gross. Has a look around. They need to convert from this entry. Nothing really to go to, so he's going to have to go short down the line. Just meets the target too as they play on. Inside, high up and under kick. Johnson parks himself underneath it and he uses the body real well. Gets it, immediately plays on, puts it deep. It might have to carry itself. Oh, yes it does!
I just think there was a chance that was going in.
It's such a
Dave Johnson again with a bit of magic.
It's just such a subdued celebration.
You didn't hear the crowd get up and about that much, that's what I thought. Not much of it, but then Dave Johnson's put through number 3.
It was just nothing. It was absolutely.
It was 100% a pass.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
It was 100% a pass.
Do you know, it's one of those ones where you go, I'm gonna aim at the goal, but like realistically,
I don't know why there's not more excitement. There's still plenty of time in this game for Emerald. Realistically, only 10.5 minutes have gone in this last quarter. So anyway, it's back in the middle. Gaines got the tap. Here we go, Officer. Can they get the instant response? Can they push it back out to 21 points? Long kick towards goal. Mybus, can he get there? No, he can't. And it's through for a behind. So a reprieve again for the Emerald defence.
I think maybe that's why not everyone's up and about, because you see Officer get these one possession scores and you can't help but feel amazed.
8-11-59 now while the Kangaroos to 6-7-43. It's not over yet for Emerald, but they've got to get the next one and the one after that, really. Probably can't afford to let Officer score too much more. Karasoni through the middle of the ground. Kapanki is the target. It goes beyond him though. Here is Maloney, dishes off. Oh, Ward couldn't take it cleanly. Pakaitis should be able to get a kick away, but it was smothered. Big Stephen Kapanki gets the ground level work done, but he's turned it over. Officer will be inside forward 50 once again. Low trajectory ball. Mybus should be able to get at the back. Oh, but he couldn't gather it. Collinson, maybe. Not Collinson, sorry. In fact, it's Reeves. Comes back. De Los Santos has got it! Back out to a 22-point difference. 9-11-65 to 6-7-43. 11 and a half gone in the final quarter. Officer, get one back.
And yeah, as you said, just about 12 minutes gone. Is it running out of time now? They definitely didn't need that one. But
no, they didn't.
Officer have had all the momentum. I just think they've got the legs that are wanting to go for longer, and they still look like they're running like it's not even the last quarter.
I think you're right, Trent. No, Emerald definitely didn't want to concede that one. I'd say there's still time, but yeah,
100%.
They really just couldn't concede that next one. I think it's going to make it hard anyway. Up it goes. Tap was won by that time by Gaines, but here is Brad Pepe, but his kick was smothered. Sewers sends the ball to about half forward. Can a mark be taken? It can, but it's Snooks. Well done, Brody Snooks. Kicks across goal. It's a bit of a dangerous one, but Officer do have all the representation here. Who's going to get across to the footy first? Ward eventually gathers the ball under his control. Kicks back towards a corridor and does that pretty well to Ashley Allen. Allen dishes off. He goes back to Ward. Ward just with a little chip kick out wide to DeSantis. Now Ward for a third time in this passage. Long kick. Seedsman! Oh, he couldn't take the mark. Maybe an opportunity for King if he can gather the ball cleanly, but he can't. Seward gets a handball away. Back it comes. Brad Pepe goes wide and finds Edwards, who will take the relieving mark for Emerald, but he's got to go. They've just got to take the game on from here, the Bombers. Long kick. Wilson won't be able to take the mark. Can Little gather the crumbs? No, he can't. The Bombers doing everything they can to try and get themselves back in front. They still need 4 goals, but Officer forced the turnover again. Snooks with a long kick down the line. Beautifully done to Valentine, and he's away. He'll put the Kangaroos inside forward 50. Seedsman's a target. Seedsman, no. Rakula. Steadfast in defence, but that kick, where is that going? Can someone get here? I think it's Gazet, is it? No, is it Pakaitis? Pakaitis, good strong tackle laid on Ibis. No poor opportunity. Picked up by Ward, but he's taken in the tackle by Gajanovic, and through comes the umpire and calls for the ball up.
Geez, I thought Mybus had the leg speed on him there, but the fight back from Pakaitis to lay that tackle probably could nearly been rewarded for that. But the ball's thrown back up now. Kyle Gaines comes in the ruck for Officer now. As they Allen, he's tackled and has one arm pinned, so can't quite get rid of it. So it's going to be a ball up. Going 14 minutes now. 18 points to the margin. Kampanki just out muscles Gaines and taps it over, but it's going to go over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. A lot of direction being called from the Emerald bench. It's right below us. So Kampanki and Gaines. It's thrown back in now. No ruck. Maybe Gaines got one out the back there, but Petter gets it. Gives it to Sewers, who moves it forward to half forward. Johnson's in pursuit. Wester just nudges him under the ball, and he's done well there. And he's gone wide now. Can a mark be taken? Not quite. King, can he get it under his control? Not quite. And here you go. Emerald now. And they try and move the ball forward. A great tackle laid for the pressure. And on the far side of the ground, the pressure has gone up a notch from both sides. Allen is there. Ball at the bottom of the pack. It's a high contact free kick. It's going the way of Officer, and it's going to Ashley Allen. And he's not he's taking his time to get back off the mark, is what I'm trying to say, because he knows any minute that they can gather is perfectly fine with the lead that they have. Now they move the ball forward off Emerald now with ball in hand, but it's been turned over, so Officer can go back inside the forward 50, just over the head. Seedsman's in the area. It's not quite going to sit for him though, but they get it out the back. Snap towards goal. Oh, just through for a minor score. And I think that, yeah, it was Ryan Mybus again. So still Mybus searching. He's had a couple opportunities as well. Been real lively.
He has been. He's always played as the deepest forward in this last little quarter, Trent.
So they bring the ball back into play. Emerald kicks it in the Johnson direction, just over their head. But Kaitis chases after it, but unable to. Been a really good battle between him and Wester, Dave Johnson. Kick 3. Wester's had his fair share of intercept marks as well.
He has, yep.
And who can forget that crucial mark on the line early in the quarter. Now they go for it. Sewers now. It's had a couple of times where he's burst away from stoppage here. Has 3 bounces, then puts it inside the forward line. Can they get a mark here? Yes, but it's going the way of Officer.
Free kick for a hold anyway. How was the tap from Kai Davies, though? That was beautiful. So Officer forced the interception. It was well done by Davies, but he just didn't execute the kick inside forward 50, and the Kangaroos look like they want to start slowing things down. And with a 23-point margin, they probably can start to think about that. Long kick looking for Kyle Gaines. He can't take the mark. Jake Gaines flew in from the side. Which Gaines' brother? Kyle. Oh, he tried to paddle it in front of himself. Beautifully done. Jake Petter dishes off. He's going to get the ball back as well. Jakey Petter. Kick back into the corridor. Oh, it's over the head of Wadsworth. Nathan Allen should be able to win the foot race here, and he does. But he's taken in the tackle. Fantastically done there by Bell. Petter gets a kick away, but he's turned it over. The mark taken by Honey, but umpire said it didn't go 15. Bit fortunate at the end for Jake Petter. It didn't go far enough. Stoppage at half forward for the Bombers, and they've got to find a goal out of this. It's now or never for Emerald. This is your time in Premier Division. You've got to find something. Gaines gets the better of the tap. Pakaitis. Handball over the head. Hutton couldn't gather it cleanly. Huge numbers around the ball. Good strong tackle laid by Ashley Allen. Socket forward for Officer, but Pakaitis will force the interception. Back the other way go Emerald. And here is Sewers. He's got a paddock to work with, but he's got to keep the ball in play. He can't gather it cleanly. Oh, no, but he sold the candy on Mivas. Sewers. Oh, his kick was affected and he's turned it over.
He's nuts. Got cold legged.
Oh, he's going to get a free kick.
He's going to get the free kick. Sewers. He's probably going to have to kick this. He's probably going to be too far out to score, and that's what he thinks. No, he'll wheel around to the right boot. Harvey Sewers.
Oh,
he's well and truly offline. Can someone take a mark on the line? No, they can't. Can Officer rush it to safety? It's kept in play for the moment.
Free kick.
Towards. Free kick. Going Emerald's way, is it?
I think Officer's way.
Is it going Officer's way?
I think so.
They hold up Officer.
Wow.
They've had some pressure moments in this last quarter, but they've come through when it's mattered most. So the Kangaroos on the last line of defence can get the ball out of the danger zone for the moment. High up another ball. Spalding. He's very high now. Wadsworth sends it back inside forward 50 and he's found a mark. Gazzard. He kicked a beauty in the third quarter. He might be too far to score. Dishes off to Gajanovic. Long kick. Probably won't make the carry. It's offline anyway. Honey on the last line of defence again. Holds up for Officer.
And we are in red time as well now, guys.
We are. Well done, Honey. He goes out wide to Little. And the Kangaroos are just finding some composure when it matters most. Little in absolutely no hurry, and rightly so too. Long kick down the line, hugs the boundary line. Maloney will fly, so too Spalding, and the ball's thumped over the boundary line. It'll be thrown back into play.
Prayers out to Ryan Hutton, who was absolutely sandwiched underneath that contest with about 3 people. You can see his face just like, oh.
But he stood under it. He did what he needed to do. He made the contest. So another boundary throw in. Gaines and Kapanki. Kapanki with front spot. Taps it over his head. Ball wasn't a kind bounce. Sorry for Pakaitis. Allen. And a free kick for a throw. It's going to go Emerald's way. They've got to make something of this. Pepe steps off the man of the mark. Wheels around onto the right. Wobbly ball inside forward 50.
No. Downfield free kick, Emerald.
Oh, wow.
And look, they're pretty much at 15 metres from goal now.
You know what?
It's Dave Johnson as well.
It's pretty lucky because that kick was, pretty awkward.
Let's be honest. Yeah.
Come straight off the middle of his shin.
So Dave Johnson directly in front, 20 metres out. This for his 4th goal for the afternoon. This to get it back to 17 points of difference, to give Emerald some hope. He's missed. Can you believe that?
No.
Can you believe that?
He could have had a really big afternoon.
3 goals, 5 years now. 6-8-44 to 9-12-66. 20 minutes have elapsed in the last quarter.
So they bring the ball back out wide, but a huge sump over the line by Spalding. Crucial punch, and with some real ferocious. As they have to gather the ball after the big punch from over the fence.
It's pretty much lodged itself in the canteen window, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty much has. Now it's come over here. Bet you they wouldn't get a chicken schnitzel roll either. As the ball's thrown back over. Bloody Adam. It's tapped over now, and they go to move the ball forward here. Emerald at the bottom of the pack. Wadsworth gets it out to Janovic.
Yep.
High contact free kick against Allen.
Still
Janovic will now play on, wheel around. Waste no time, puts it to centre half forward. Can a mark be taken? Is that in the back? Umpire lets it play out. Honey tries to mop this one up, but then lays a strong tackle. And it's going to be a ball up about 25-30 from goal inside the Emerald forward line. So the umpire's getting in position to throw this one up. Davies for Emerald will go up. Against Gaines, tap down. They need to make something of this. Is that hole in the... He's not attempting to get rid of it, but the umpire is on the wrong side of the contest to see that. So... Officer can breathe for a second there. If they were on the other side, I think he might have been holding the ball because he dragged it in and just acted like he wasn't going to get rid of it. But they move it on now as the ball looks to move forward, and Officer get the kick out to Little. Hugs the boundary line but manages to mark it. And he's in no hurry to get off the mark. 21 and a half minutes gone in this last quarter.
They're so close now, Trent. They're so close.
Ball kicked down the line. No mark to be taken. It could find its way out the back here. Exactly what Officer want. Hutton, slight fumble, but then gets a handball out to Gaines, who acts like he doesn't want the boundary line, and was a slight fumble, but the boundary line is exactly what he wanted.
Exactly right. That's what you got to do, Trent, in those situations. The professional fumble, the umpire's got to back you every time. It's not technically a rule, but you've got to assume that it's a genuine fumble.
So ball's thrown back in now. Kapanki works Gaines underneath it, but then probably fresh-aired it just about. Wadsworth meets it, gives a handball out the back. Now they try and get it in there. They go backwards, and they just stump it inside the forward line. Can a mark be taken? Flying high out the back was an Officer player, nearly taking mark of the day. And they moved it forward now. Carasoni gets a handball out, but a handball had a bit too much on it. Kyle Gaines mops it, but there's a chase down tackle. Almost Petter, but the tackle applied enough effect. But I thought Carasoni was going to be able to mop it up. Petter is cramping behind play too. It's not the play you want cramping the dying stages. So now they look to try and move the ball here. Wilson, but now gets it back to Valentine. Valentine puts it in the Seedsman direction. Not to quite to his advantage. There's a free kick. What's it for? I think it's downfield going away to Officer. He's saying, hang on a second.
It's going to Mark Seedsman as well.
But it's definitely downfield, I reckon, because the way he pointed back behind him. So we're not quite sure what it's for. Was it for abuse, maybe?
Not too sure, but this should put the game to bed, I reckon, Trent. If Mark Seedsman can kick goal number 5 and make it a 28-point difference with 23 minutes gone.
And it's another 25-metre penalty, so this is definitely going through. Now it's going on. It's in the middle of the ground here. I watch Season's put it through, and it's really blowing over in the middle of the ground here. There's a card being brought out, I think.
No, not a card. Is that another free kick?
Another free kick.
Double goal.
Someone had a go at Snooks by the looks of it, and Snooks wasn't having it. And then they boil it away, so they're going to have another shot of goal. So Season can kick number 6. Wonder how that started, boys. Did anyone see?
Nah.
No.
I reckon I think the initial 25 might have been having words with the umpire. But
So Season for number 6, and number 6 he puts through.
Oh, he'll be very happy. He'll be very happy with that Mark Seedsman. That is an absolute gimme. He's had a fantastic day, though, hasn't he? Deserves a bag. And he's kicked 6 goals straight as well, Trent, I think. Or is he?
Yeah, I've got him 6 goals straight.
Yep.
yeah, no blemishes on his scorecard, that's for sure.
I think there was one that he missed completely, but aside from
But
that,
hey, guess what? That's not written down on paper, is it?
No, it's not. No one will know, but no one else will know.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's back in the middle now, and Officer, they're well and truly home, and they should be able to hold their place in Premier Division unless something out of the ordinary happens. So Emerald, can they find a consolation prize? Allen couldn't gather it cleanly. Carasoni lays a good strong tackle, and the umpire comes in and calls for a stoppage.
And unfortunately, it might be season over for Emerald in this grade too.
Well, I think so, Trent. They're going to be 10 points behind Officer. That was why this game is just so important. This is the one team they probably could catch, and they've allowed them to get too far away now, I think. But it's a fantastic fight for Officer. They've had to work hard, but they really found some composure when it mattered. That's a great strong mark.
That's a fantastic mark.
He's had a good last quarter too, Jackson Honey.
Really has.
He kicks across goal. It's going to miss the target, but it won't really matter. It'll trigger out a play.
He's one of the underage players too.
He is, and there's a siren, and that will conclude the match of the round here at Rob Porter Recreation Reserve. And when it mattered most, the Kangaroos come away with a crucial 34-point victory, which should see them hold their place in Premier Division. 11-12-78 has defeated 6-8-44. And gentlemen, it was a tight contest, but when it mattered most, the Kangaroos really came to them that second half, kicking 9 goals to just the 3 of Emerald.
Oh, 100%. When the game was on the line, they just really, really stood up.
Yeah, 100%.